We are joined by the incredible senior editor, Jordan D. White. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so we've been talking about X-Men all day. We started with Earth's Mighty Show talking about X-Men. Now we have Powers of 10 and House of X. How does it feel to see the X-Men so front and center, everyone with the X on their lips, on their tongues, and on their brains?
It's great. It's great. I mean, this story that John's got cooking is so awesome. It's gonna, I mean, it's terrible to say, but it's gonna live up to all this hype. It's gonna be that good. Seriously, I love it so much. So it's easy to talk about how great it is because I really, really like it.
I've heard that it's great.
Oh yeah.
But
It's very great.
I haven't heard why.
Why?
Just yet.
All right, let's talk about that.
Please.
I would say because John is really good at taking a great superhero concept and looking at it in a new way and refreshing it and keeping what is important about it and what works about it, but making it fresh all over again. So this book, these two books, which intertwine to tell one story, they are going to redefine the X-Men for the foreseeable future. I can't talk about too much why, although I will say we have the preview book out, so there's a few pages of each of the books that people can read right now. Yeah, this is the key to the X-Men for the next, I don't know, 10 years maybe. Let's say, fingers crossed.
Yeah, now we're talking about the foreseeable future. What is that like? Can you talk about the pressure of like, all right, we're setting the table for these beloved characters, this beloved team, this beloved institution of Marvel, which is the X-Men. What is the pressure? Yeah, what is that like?
It's a big deal. I mean, I have said, so on Wednesday was the last issue of all the previous runs, and to me, that was the end of kind of like, I don't know, 12, 13 years of stories that started with House of M and Decimation that set the stage for mutants dealing with the fact that as a race they were going extinct. And that kind of is over now, and Jonathan's takes it in a completely different direction. And it's nerve-wracking and exciting because it's so new. And I really hope that the fans love it, and I think they will because I'm a fan and I really do love it. And like I said, setting the stage, we are going to be announcing what the next 6 books that spin out of this are, I think on Saturday at the Next Big Thing panel, and I'm very excited for people to hear what they are.
Well, we'll certainly have to tune into that. I have just kind of a boring technical question, but you're introduced as senior editor.
Yeah.
What is the difference between editor and senior editor? Do you get a discount at restaurants?
Oh yeah. It just means I'm old.
Ah, okay.
That's all. It means
Haven't cleared that up.
It means I've been there for a little while. I guess I've been working at Marvel since 2007. I started as an assistant editor, went up to associate editor, then to editor, and now senior editor. And most of the time, senior editor just means you're overseeing a whole line of books. Although technically, I've been doing that for a while. I used to do Star Wars and stuff, but still, X-Men's a big deal. So they go, now you're a senior editor.
So how does one, when you are a senior editor of these beloved characters and of stories that fans feel so passionate about, I mean, like, what sort of do you just take a bunch of antacids? Like, how do you deal with this? Because I'm getting an ulcer just thinking about it.
It seriously is very nerve-wracking. I mean, X-Men fans are passionate to say the least.
Yeah.
They all have favorite characters that they love beyond all reason. And if you do them in any way that they think is wrong, they will let you know. But I mean, that's the risk you run when you're working with great characters that people love, and that's what we want. We want people to love these characters as much as we do. So, you know, it's just comes part and parcel. You get used to it over the time, or you don't, and you just are sad when people are mad at you.
Yeah, right?
Fair.
Well, you talk
Which
about
is
the
kind of what I do.
Yeah. People are passionate, but so I want to know, like, you, as a senior editor, you look at the X-Men, you're going like, all right, we're going to tell this X-Men story, and you say, but however, we can do all this cool stuff. These core tent poles have to be there to make it the X-Men. What are those core tent poles for you that make the X-Men
Oh, that's a good question.
So beloved, yeah.
I mean, and the thing, what makes this question doubly difficult is that, I mean, kind of one of the things John is doing is calling those into question.
Oh, okay.
He's saying, like, are they essential to the X-Men, or can they survive changing in certain ways? Like, what if we look at it this way? What if we look at it that way? I mean, the biggest one is always, to me, the idea that they are hated and feared by the people they choose to protect. That they, that it doesn't matter if that they are doing good and that they are saving the world, they're still being hated and feared by humans, and what that conflict does to them, and the fact that they still choose to do good anyway is what makes them the most heroic. So that's to me the central one.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of other ones, but I don't know. We're going to find out. We're going to find out which ones matter most.
I'm like a little nervous already. There's so much suspense about this. So we've talked kind of about like plots and changes and how this is going to be a big deal. But let's talk about the art. What are the artists bringing to the page?
Oh, so much.
Yeah?
Pepe Larraz is drawing House of X. R.B. Silva's drawing Powers of 10. They are both at the top of their game. They are drawing... I would say both of them the best they've ever drawn on these series. They look amazing, and Marte Gracia is coloring both of them, which is nice because it unifies them, but he's also an amazing colorist, absolutely elevates them both. They are also both really passionate about the X-Men and about the project. They were both so excited to be brought onto this, and you can see that on the page. You can see how much they love drawing them and how much they just absolutely bring them to life. Reading Jonathan's scripts is mind-blowing for sure because he puts in so many ideas, but seeing the art come in is like, oh my God, it's real. Like this now, it's a real thing that people can see and feel. Yeah, these guys are going to be. I mean, they're already superstars. They're going to be even bigger superstars.
Hot diggity.
No, I think for me, and I've seen a bunch of fans. I love cosplay, and I was gonna say, have you, when you're walking around, are you like looking at people in cosplay and you're like, it's you, it's you, you're real, you're all here. I
am, and in fact, the costume that Cyclops wears in this book is a new version of an old costume. It's never been drawn this way before. There's a gentleman downstairs right now wearing it. It's based on his red Chris Bachalo costume, but it's blue, and instead of having an X over his face, it has the visor on his face, silver visor. There's a guy right downstairs that's wearing it right now. A week before the book ever comes out, it looks amazing.
Oh yeah, Cyclops is my favorite character, so I'm always up for more Cyclops wardrobe changes, because more Buccaneer boots, more more wild harnesses, more pockets. I love it.
Those boots are not a thing anymore. People don't wear them. What's going on?
I don't know. I'm just gonna put in my bring back the boots with the big Buccaneer.
Bring back the boots.
Bring back the
Love
boots.
it.
Jordan, thank you so much for gracing this deck with your presence and for giving us all of this new stuff and for seniorly editing all of these things.
It's my pleasure, and thank you for letting me sit on a couch.